Welcome back to Ted's Fish Room. It's going to be a fun day today. I'm going to take you along on a ride down to Chicago to pick up an import order of shrimp from Taiwan. Maybe I'll talk to you a little bit on the way. We've got a little bit of windshield time. Let's talk a little bit about the process that I go through to import these shipments. So I'm on a 2-hour drive down to Chicago. The boxes for this shipment are 4 boxes of shrimp and some fish that are coming from Taiwan. I left my facility at the same time that the plane landed in Chicago. It takes about 2 hours for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and the Department of Agriculture and U.S. Customs to clear the shipment. So right about the time that I get down to the airport, the boxes should be ready to go. I hire a broker, Coppersmith, to handle all the clearances for me. It's money well spent. That way, all I have to do is get in the car, drive to the broker's office, give them a check, pick up my clearance forms, and then go pick up the boxes of fish. Well, I've got the shrimp. Everything was pretty painless. Everything cleared quickly. Now I've got about an 1.5-hour drive back to the fish house, and then we can get started acclimating the shrimp. We're back. 5 hours between here and Chicago to pick up 4 boxes of shrimp. Now the work begins. Fast acclimation of shrimp is not a good idea, even if you've taken the steps to make sure that the water in the tanks is right. Farm-raised shrimp from Taiwan come in basically 2 basic flavors, Caridina shrimp and Neocaridina shrimp. The most important thing to note is that the water chemistry for each type is not the same. Caridina prefers soft, acidic water, whereas Neocaridina can handle harder, more alkaline conditions. But neither of them like to have the pH rushed on them very quickly, so acclimating the shrimp over a long period of time is very important. Shrimp like old water, so I start preparing the tanks 1 to 2 weeks before the shrimp arrive. I make sure that the biofiltration is mature and the pH is stable, and that I have enough tanks for both the Caridina and Neocaridina type shrimp that I'm going to get. The acclimation process is started with a careful inspection of the shrimp in the bag. We are looking for problems beyond a few dead shrimp. Fuzzy-looking carapaces indicate protozoan parasites. After looking at the shrimp in the bags, they are sorted into boxes with only Caridina or Neocaridina, because each type will be acclimated with a different type of water. Once the 2 types are separated, all the bags are opened in the box with the top of the bag cupped so that it will stand upright. Every bag is going to get 1 drop of a malachite green and formalin compound, which will not hurt the shrimp, but will act as a dip while we're acclimating to get rid of ectoparasites on the shrimp. That dosage is about 10 times the normal strength of 1 drop per gallon if you were going to treat a tank with the formalin malachite green compound, but it will not hurt the shrimp. The malachite green and formalin combination can stay in the bag for the entire time the shrimp are acclimating. I don't have to watch my time or watch the behavior of the shrimp as I would if I was doing a concentrated saline dip. The shrimp are left alone in the dip for about 30 minutes, which also lets the water in the bag continue to acclimate to room temperature, which today is about 15 degrees warmer than the water in the bags. Water acclimation starts with a very small amount of water from the tanks being poured into each bag, making sure that the different types of shrimp are getting the correct water. More water will be added every 10 to 15 minutes until the water in the bags is much closer to the temperature of the water in the tank. Acclimating shrimp can be a long process, taking a couple hours or more. but it gives us time to do a much more detailed inspection of the shrimp. These animals are small and the parasites on them can be very hard to see, so I use technology to help me out. Cameras with macro lenses will let me get a close-up look at the shrimp. I look at a sample of about 20 shrimp from each bag. I will shoot still photos and inspect them on the camera. I will also shoot video and can freeze the frame if I see something suspicious. This is a very clean order. One of the cleanest I've ever gotten from Taiwan. I expect to have problems with farm-raised shrimp, but this time around I am pleasantly surprised. I was hoping to be able to show you some parasites, but so far I haven't found any. Once acclimation and inspections are complete, the shrimp will be carefully netted and released into the tanks. One thing we do very early in the process is label all the tanks. Shrimp can sometimes look a lot alike when they're in the bags. The date the shrimp arrive is only day 1 of the acclimation and quarantine process. Over the next 8 to 10 days, the shrimp are going to be closely inspected again, at least 2 times. Parasites can show up a couple days after the shrimp have been in the tanks. After a few days, the shrimp will also be fed for the first time, but we're going to cover that in the part 2 of this video. I hope that you enjoy these videos about importing livestock. I think it's important that we all understand what it takes to get quality animals into the hobby and what importers do to make sure that you're getting well cared for stock. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you for watching Ted's Fish Room.